The AFL 2022 Indigenous round is upon us, and I thought, let's check out the kits and see which are good and not so good. So we've got a ranking system. S must mean super or sexy. I don't know. A, B, C and D. Hopefully we won't have any in the D category, but you never know. So let's go through them. First up is Adelaide Crows. Adelaide Crows. Now actually, I like the Adelaide Crows kit anyway. Their normal kit. I really like the yellow, blue and red. I don't think you see it very often. This just reminds me of a phoenix. It's not, but it reminds me of a phoenix. Those colours, the bright, it almost looks like the wings coming out. As I said, I really, really like it, and I would certainly be edging towards the A or sexy. I'm going to call it sexy. I think a lot of these have feathers in, which adds to the sort of phoenix, and it might be. I would go A. I'm going an A, and that's a high standard A for me. It's the colours. I just really like yellow and red. Yeah, that's going for an A. Okay, next up, we got Carlton. Now, normally Carlton's kit, I think, is really boring. The main kit, Carlton's, is really boring. It's just blue. Carlton Blues is just blue. This adds almost a little bit of electric. It's not electric, obviously, but it's reminding me of electric, that sort of bright blue. It looks almost like the sea, like the rivers flowing. But I quite like that as well. I would probably put that in A as well. It just adds a little bit of dimension to the normal kit. I think that should be their main kit, if I'm honest. Now, onto a certain Collingwood. Now, Collingwood's kit, they haven't really done a lot with it, have they? They haven't done a lot compared to their normal kit. Their normal kit is a black and white striped. The stripes are still there. So it's all they seem to have done is added 1, 2, 3 feathers overall, and then put a few kind of highlighted feathers in the black stripes. It's okay, but it's definitely a C for effort. It's a C for effort because they haven't really done anything. If you look at the Adelaide Crows and the Carlton kits, they have completely changed their kits, haven't they? And they've added so much detail and Indigenous aspects to it. Collingwood have literally added some feathers. Got to try harder, I think. Next up to Fremantle Dockers. Now, Fremantle Dockers, last year's kit I'm going to say it, last year's kit looked like it had 2 dildos on it. I said it. Sorry if it offends. This kit is definitely better, but it's a little bit boring. I get it. The colours are still linking in with the colours of the Dockers, but I just think it's a little bit boring and not very vibrant. Compare it to the Crows and the Blues. That is vibrant. It's like, pow. Yeah, Dockers, a little bit dull. Next up, we have got Geelong Cats. I think that's Geelong Cats. Yes, it's Geelong Cats. Now, Geelong Cats, what am I getting from this? I'm getting, personally, it looks like the flowing of a river, flowing of the sea, the waves. So you've got a bird there. You've definitely got a bird, whether that's a magpie or a blackbird, anything, I don't know. But once again, I think it's pretty horrendous. I don't really like it at all. I like that they've changed it completely. At least they have changed it, but it just doesn't work. Just doesn't work in my opinion. No. Anyway, on to the Hawks. Let's start them off in B position because I'm nice. What can you say about the Hawks? It reminds me of the sand. It reminds me of the outback and the desert and the dryness. And that's all I'm getting from it. That is all I'm getting from it. I don't know what you guys would think. Please do let me know in the comments. And while you're down there, make sure you like and subscribe. But I just... I think I've got to give it a D. It's not inspiring me. It's not popping. It's not vibrant. It's not. I don't know. It's not showing me anything of the Indigenous. I think it's lackluster and quite sad and depressing, if I'm honest. Okay, Tigers. Let's go on to the Tigers. All right, let's start them in B. Now, they've kept with the sash. They've kept the style of the sash, very similar to Collingwood, where they've kept the black and white stripes. They've kept the sash. And they've done a tiny little bit. Now, they've got a row of Indigenous people at the bottom. I quite like that, actually. I like the detail in the sash. The details are very Indigenous and tribal almost. But I can't give it more than a C. I can't give it more than a C. It's, I think, more effort. I would like it if they got away from the normal style. You know, Collingwood gone with the black and white stripes. The Tigers, they've gone with the sash. But I want it to be almost a completely different kit. Keep the colours. So, for example, with Tigers, the black and yellow. Keep the colours, but change the design. That's what I want to see, personally. Okay. Next up, Brisbane. The Brisbane, it's okay. I'm seem really negative. However, I did really like the Carlton and the Crows. Maroon is not a great colour. It reminds me of my school. And that's never a good memory if it reminds you of your school. Because burgundy was our tie colour. However, they have got the detail. They've got... It's almost similar with the circles. Very similar to the Sydney Swans, actually, isn't it? But I just can't get over the colour. I just can't get over the burgundy colour. Someone will say, oh, it's not burgundy, but I'm taking it as burgundy. They have packed a load in there, but it all merges into one, and you don't really... Nothing stands out on it, if I'm honest. It sounds really depressing, but I can't give it any higher. Right, over to Essendon. I like this, actually. I like this. Right, this sounds really weird. Might sound really weird, and it's nothing to do with the Indigenous. It's reminding me of vampires and the blood. With the black with the red contrasting against it. I really like it. I would probably give it an A, actually. Yeah, I can't really make out what the actual Indigenous painting style is and what it actually represents. But I love the colours. I love the colours. It's just like bleeding, like a vampire. I said nothing to do with Indigenous, nothing to do with AFL. Yeah, I suppose you could link it to AFL with a bit of blood. But I really like it but you can get it from all those top three that I've given A so far. It's pow. It's the vibrancy of it. The ones at the bottom, they are pretty... not that entertaining to look at. They're pretty dull. And bear in mind, that's partly what I'm doing. I'm not looking at the Indigenous details. Yeah, you got the feathers and whatnot, but I'm more looking at what I like and the style, how much they've changed. See, if you notice this, for example, Essendon obviously have a sash, don't they? But look what they've done with their sash compared to Tigers. Tigers have just kept that straight, bold line, whereas Essendon have completely changed the sash, and that is brilliant. I like that. Gold Coast. Okay, Gold Coast. Vibrant. Yes. I think got a crocodile on it. That definitely looks like a crocodile on it. And a turtle? Or a tortoise? Turtle, tortoise? I can never know which one's which. See, that's different. They've actually added the elements of the animals that may be seen in the Indigenous areas where they live. And I like the vibrancy. It almost reminds me of the sun on the left side there. Almost reminds me of the sun. Yeah, look, I don't think it's quite as good as the top three. I will give it a solid high level B. That's a nice kit. They're almost ruined though by the blocked sponsor, aren't they? The Host Plus. That almost ruins it, doesn't it? It just takes away from... It distracts you. But yeah, Gold Coast, very good. Okay, Swans rivals. Got Greater Western Sydney. I don't know. Is that a boomerang? Looks like a boomerang under the logo, under the AFL and under the Toyo tyres. It's got the colour, but it's not inspiring me to anything. I don't know what... I think it's got to go there. I like what they've done with their own G logo. I like that, actually. But it's just not inspiring me to anything. I don't even know what to think about it. It's a tricky one because I don't know. It is sort of hovering between B and C, but I'm not getting any strong feelings. Now, next up, Melbourne Demons. This is beautiful. This is sexy. Straight away, I'm giving that as a sexy. That is amazing. It's almost reminding me of the night sky, which I think it clearly is, and using the astrology and the star signs and looking up at the stars. And that is beautiful, with the red and the blue and the not black, is it, but the very dark blue. That is amazing with the white stars. I just think that is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. I don't think it needs the bird. I don't think it really needs the bird. I think that adds too much to it, but actually it's fine. That is a really, really nice kit, the Melbourne Demons. Top of the chart. That is sexy. Next up, we're going for Roo territory now. The Roo looks really nice. We've got the same sort of electric colours as Carlton Blue have. So I think I've got to put it in the A category. I don't... It's very much painting, isn't it? Very much that basic Indigenous sort of painting, the circles. And a lot of, like the swans have got the circles and things as well. But I like the vibrancy, the colour, and that's what you've got from all of those the top five. The vibrancy, the colour, the pow. Roo's very good, and I love what they've done with the kangaroo. You could almost have that as a separate painting on itself, just the kangaroo. Next up, we've got Port Adelaide. See, it's quite basic, isn't it? It's quite basic, but the vibrancy of the blues there contrasting with the black, nice. And it is basic. It is basic. However, I don't know, for some reason it just draws me in. I don't know if it's because of the simplicity and then just the blue going up along the V. And it draws me in, and I don't know why. I'm going to give that a B. It's sort of a CB, a low B. But it is quite nice. It is quite nice. Next up, West Coast. It is the West Coast. Is it the West Coast? Yes, West Coast. I think it's hideous. I think it's absolutely hideous. They've gone for a sort of a fish, a sort of sea dragon-y thing. But I think it's hideous. It's too confusing. That's what it looks like to me. It's too confusing. Yeah, it's got some slightly more vibrant colours than say Hawthorn and the Dockers, but it's just confusing. It's too much. It's too much going on. It's clearly a river. It's clearly kind of sea creatures in there. I get that, but I just don't like it. I just don't like it. Sorry, I apologise if you're offended. Western Bulldogs. They're not necessarily staying in B. Western Bulldogs. I think it's. I think it's too similar to their main kit. The cut, like, I don't know. It just looks like they've gone splodge. Just put it on there for the sake of putting it on there. I don't think they've done enough with it. I get it. I do get it, and I just think it's a bit basic and boring. Almost looks a little bit like Iron Man, doesn't it, with the old thing on his chest. So I can't give it any higher. Next up. Okay. St Kilda. Now, St Kilda, this actually, now it's hard to see, but that almost makes me think of Anzac Day, actually, or sort of a Remembrance Day. It's reminded me of, and this might be wrong, look, you may not appreciate this, I don't know, but it reminds me sort of blood and sort of war. I actually really like the kit. I really like the kit. I love that the red and black on the two sides are faded out almost. And I'm just thinking, so you got the birds there, You've got a man. I'm going to give it a B. I'm a bit confused by it, but I love the colours. I'm a red and white person anyway, aren't I? I've even got a red and white watch now. I thought I'd change the straps to red and white. Southampton, Sydney Swans, etc. It's confusing, but maybe if you see it a little bit more detail, it's completely different to all the others, isn't it? That's what I like about it. It's completely different to all the others. It can't go in the sexy or A range, but it's a solid B there. Now, on to my team. My team is last. See, I'm not sure. They've more or less kept the same style as the normal Swans home shirt, right? With the swan as the background, and then they've just stuck a load of blue. Like it reminds me of blue cells. Like you're doing biology or something. It just reminds me of that. And I don't think you should be putting blue on. I just don't think blue goes with red. And that may be me being a Southampton fan used to red and white. But I don't think you should put. I don't think the blue goes with the red. And so I'm really sorry for my own team. I think I would give it a C. I'm not going to go lower. I'm not going to go lower because it's my team, but I'll give it a C. As I said, it just reminds me of biology and the cells. And there's games I've played online where you've got to try and get all the... Anyway, doesn't matter. But that is my list. I think by far the Demons is the best. By far the Demons is the best. That is on the sexy list. Definitely on the sexy list. And I think in the A category, Crows, I love the yellow and the blue and the red. I said it just reminds me of a phoenix rising from the ashes. I love the Carlton Blues and the Kangaroos. Carlton Blues and Kangaroos, that rhymes. I love how it pops. Now, it's not necessarily lightning, but it reminds me of when you see lightning in the sky, that zap, and it's electrifying, and I love the pop. And then obviously you've got the Essendon, and I just love how different they've done it compared to everyone else. That's almost what the Tigers could have done, I think. They could have done something similar. And yeah, that's my list. I hope you think... Well, I don't know if you'll agree. If you don't agree, that's fine with me. But I would certainly think that most people like the Melbourne Demons one for sure. That is great. What do you think of my list? Would you put them any other way? Please do let me know. And I will tell you if you're right or wrong. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoy the rest of the Indigenous round games this weekend. And I will catch you next time.